Hello, my name's Olurotimi Osha. We are just a few days to the 250th birthday of America. However, today I'm not going to discuss the declaration. I'm going to do something else. I'm doing a clarification, another clarification video of an earlier video I did about Nigerians being, quote unquote, the best uh, economic migrants in America, right? As opposed to being the best, as opposed to being good citizens of America, right? Um, so having to do these clarification videos of an earlier video that I did, it sort of evokes a skit that I watched, a British skit that I watched. I've seen it several times. It's of Chief of Scotland Yard, a Chief of Police of Scotland in Scotland Yard, who gives a presser, and he shoots himself with his use of idiomatic expression. So he has these poor taste in his idiomatic expressions, and so it consequently leads to him having to give um, a presser in which he's apologizing for having shot himself in the foot in an earlier presser, and then he does it again, right? He never fails to use a novel idiomatic expression in which he's offending a community, right? He's offending a community. I'll give you an example, and this actually happened. For instance, he goes, it's like the blind leading the blind, right? That's a famous British idiomatic expression. And of course, he has to subsequently give another press conference with a member of the blind community, and he's apologizing for his poor choice of words, and of course he's letting them know he's using it. He uses another idiomatic expression there, saying, well, that he reassures them that their words, that their concerns and their words didn't fall on deaf ears. And of course, he has to give another presser in which he's apologizing to a representative, and a representative of the of people who are deaf, or how should I put it, hearing impaired, right? So, and he keeps doing these iterations of an apology because of a his poor use of idiomatic expression, or just being politically incorrect. But he's really trying. He's really trying. But in any event, I did intend to give that clarification, right? I intended what I was going to do when I gave that video and used a hyperbole. It was actually a hyperbole when I said, well, Nigerians are the best economic migrants. And you bet an American has already responded to it, challenging and saying, no, Asians are the best. He didn't realize this was supposed to be tongue in cheek, right? So, but what I want to do is clarify that it is noble that Nigerians are great economic migrants. Nigerians in America, Nigerians in diaspora, whether they're in England or anywhere else in the world, that they send money back home to Nigeria, right? So Nigerians are known to send. Nigerians in diaspora send on average about $40 billion a year consistently back home to their family, right? So this is very noble of them, and by no means am I criticizing them. In fact, I was, one of those people who sent money back home until, of course, my mishap in Montgomery County, Maryland, where I've been held captive under false accusations by the shameful racist state of Maryland, at least the racist shameful state of Montgomery County in the state of Maryland, right? So I haven't been able to send home send money to help support my mother, my 85-year-old mother, or my niece and my nephews, people I had been supporting. So so in any event, let me take it away from myself. But Nigerians do a noble deed when they send money home to support their families, to build roads, to build schools, to build hospitals, to do the work that the Nigerian government has failed to do. The Nigerian government has left a vacuum despite Nigeria's tremendous natural resources, its wealth, its resourcefulness in manpower. Nigeria is about over 200 million people, and unfortunately, there's been incompetent government after incompetent government, and so Nigerians in diaspora, their remissions, their repatriations back home, the money they send back home, is basically filling the gap, and doing things that the successive failed Nigerian governments have failed to do due to their corruption, incompetence, and mismanagement. So, of course, it's not a criticism when I do say that, well, Nigerians in America are great economic migrants or economic refugees, in that they are here focused on working, right? They're focused on working, and even though many times they are underpaid, right? They're paid far less than their qualifications would afford them, or that, but they don't complain about this. They still work excessively hard. They work twice as hard as everybody else, and they send money, they remit money back home. And sometimes many of them have their own projects, right? They have many have businesses that they create. The businesses help to employ not just members of their family, but other Nigerians, So I know many Nigerians who are here, and they have thriving businesses back home in Nigeria, and they're contributing to the development of Nigeria in ways the Nigerian government has failed to do. So I'm in no way disparaging Nigerian-Americans or other Nigerians in the diaspora who, instead of hoarding the money that their hard-earned cash in their adopted nations, they continue to send money back to Nigeria and their families. But my videos, of course, are they're based on facts. I'm arguing as an American. I'm an American citizen, and I'm just stating facts, right? So when the founding fathers came here, the founding fathers severed all their ties and their relationship with their family and even their home country, right? They did not send money back home to their families, right? They created new families here, and till today, it's just something that Europeans do not do. Europeans do not send money back home to family they left behind in Europe, right? But it's something Nigerians do, and of course, I'm very proud of those Nigerians who do that. But nevertheless, it doesn't detract from my argument, my point that it does take away from being a good American citizen, right? Because Nigerians always have that mindset that, well, they still have back home, they have family, they have back home, they have Nigeria to go back to, they have family there that they're still supporting, instead of burning their bridges. So Europeans basically burn their bridges. They came here and they burned their bridges or burned their ships to go back, and they didn't go back, right? And they invest everything here. They focus on everything here. That America, this is their land, so they don't look backwards. But Nigerians maintain those ties and continue to. In fact, they're like the life support of Nigeria right now, because everybody, when you check the news on Nigeria, you see nothing seems to be working in Nigeria right now, despite all of its resources, right? It's not just oil that Nigeria is rich in, or liquefied natural gas. Nigeria is also rich in other minerals as well, gold. I come from a state, Kogi, that's actually considered the most richly diverse in terms of mineral resources, right? There's columbite, there's gold, there's oil. Kogi is now an oil producing state. There's oil. There's all sorts of there are all sorts of minerals, granite, everything in Nigeria. Coltan, tin, all sorts of minerals. There's steel. Steel is in Kogi, but none of this has been developed, right? And so there are many those Nigerians who are sending money back home. They're trying to be a means to aid the development of Nigeria in ways the Nigerian government has failed. So that's just hopefully this is a good clarification. For earlier videos that I've done, it seems like I'm criticizing Nigerians, right? I wouldn't say disparaging, right? But I'm just stating the facts in terms of being good American citizens. And there are those who want to try. And so I hope that those who are invested here, those who are born here, hopefully they are, Americans made them citizens, right? Not so that they can look back, right? America wants us that are new citizens. I'm a citizen to give our all to America. That's the camp, that's where I'm in, right? I guess with this, for instance, the false cases, false charges against me, I'm doing my own part, right? To make sure that justice is served, that crooked cops, rogue cops like Sergeant Charles Drengwitz or Demarcus Coleman, who violate the constitutional rights of Nigerian-Americans, like they targeted me because they saw me as a foreigner, and they filed false charges against me. They violated my Fourth Amendment rights, and they completely violated, they fabricated charges, or the state attorney who's violated the Brady Doctrine. I'll do a video explaining what the Brady Rule is. Or the judges like Judge James Bonifant, who abuse absolute immunity and abuse the office of their roles as neutral arbiters of the law, and instead they're abusing, they're using their office to abuse legal proceedings on behalf of the state attorney and to protect rogue cops, all in violation of our values, our legal system, the rule of law, and in violation of my constitutional rights. So hopefully at least I know I'm fighting for my rights as an American citizen. I know it's something that Black Americans have done very well. They've excelled in that, fighting for rights that they were denied originally in the law, and many times, every time they make, they have their tools, their tools to challenge the law and write a new law, create new law that recognizes their rights. But it goes in ebbs and flows, right? Racial relations in America goes in ebbs and flows. It's, there's this pendulum swing, and right now you're seeing the pendulum swinging one way again. But if you know the history of America, it's going to swing back again, because Black Americans keep fighting. And now they're Nigerians, and I'm sure they're hoping that Nigerian Americans and other Africans who are now migrants will not be fifth columnists to their cause of fighting for equality before the law, rule of law, and constitutional rights, and respect all persons alike. In any event, I'm stopping this video here. My name is Olurotimi Osha. I'll keep you posted. Thank you.